Echo, echo. We come and we go. No, I don't want to be just another echo, echo.
Are there any projects that you kind of thought about, but it just kind of stayed there? It never went further than that?
Not really. Pretty much everything that I've ever recorded I've put up, except for like bits and pieces that I've kept around. Like I have a couple of like Plants vs. Zombies 2 videos where it's just me bumbling around. Stuff that I cut out of videos, I just set it aside because I thought it was funny or whatever. And it's like, it's weird, I still have those. But, but like, no, aside from that though, no, I can't think of anything. Well, I guess there's part of a Let's Play that I did with, well, I'll talk more about that later, actually.
Yeah, definitely. For now, though, are there any projects that you haven't finished?
Quite a few, actually. There's, most notably, Final Fantasy X.
Of course.
There's one video of Ni no Kuni that I never did, rank S in the Solaceum thingy. There's more. I guess there's Aria of Sorrow if I don't figure out something with that pretty soon. That may end up joining the list.
So what happened to that?
I don't know. It's just, normally I'd put up fraps and it comes up with a little yellow number in the corner to tell you how many frames per second.
Yeah.
And like when I would open, like before, I could just open up Visual Boy Advance, which is my Game Boy emulator. Sorry to say, I sometimes use those, but
I'm pretty sure a lot of people do.
For some reason, when I got back from E3, I tried to use it, and the frame counter wouldn't show up. And if it doesn't show up, you can't record because you can't
really
tell. So I didn't really know why that was. I looked around, but
have you considered a console recorder, like a game capture card?
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess technically I could get it like on the Virtual Console and just record with my Hauppauge or something like that instead. And if push comes to shove, I may do that. I don't know.
You'd have to buy an adapter, I think, because you need. Do you have like the original, the old Hauppauge that can only take components, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, I have another one, and it's got. I can't remember what happened with it. So I just bought it to record my Xbox One stuff. The Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare.
Oh, really?
It's the only time I've ever used it. I can't even remember like what happened with that now. Because I remember like the software for one didn't work with the other, so I had to like uninstall it and reinstall it. There was a lot of complicated stuff there, but yeah.
It can get funky.
Speaking of which, Plants vs. Zombies 2 is not done. I've been thinking about that one lately too. Like, I want to get back to it, especially now that they've announced Garden Warfare 2. It's like, ooh.
You have to get on it.
I know. I mean, not to be so EA and all, but Star Wars Battlefront, heart.
Dude, I did see that the one video you posted. The one where you were in the cockpit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man.
And then I saw, I guess, what it was like outside on Breaking NCS. That was actually really cool.
Yeah, that was so cool. Oh my gosh.
And I may not get it, but damn, does that game look beautiful.
It's pretty good. I played some of it too.
Oh really?
It was like, well, I played it co-op with another person. And you can like, I mean, oh boy, it's so realistic. You can like take a gun and shoot at an ATST walker and blow it up. And like just with a shot, like with a blaster, it's so weird. Because you couldn't do that in the movie, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure that was an important point.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's kind of move on. I think we're almost done with this part.
Sounds good.
So what was your favorite moment? Like favorite LP moment?
Like in a video?
In video, just kind of in your career, what was like your high point?
Probably MagFest. The very first one I went to in January of 2011. Because it was the first time that I'd ever been physically invited somewhere to hang out with other gamers. And that entire 4 days, just being surrounded by them and taking in the atmosphere of it all and playing games and talking to people who played games and seeing cute girls who played games. And just like... I had no idea about any of that, and I got hooked on it so bad. It's still my favorite convention to go to. Just it's so... I feel an allegiance to it at this point. Like, every year I have to be a super supporter and all that.
Do you get... do you volunteer, or...
No, I probably
Well,
should.
no, I guess you don't. When you think about it, if you're doing the panel.
Yeah, that's true. We do. Yeah, we actually got to do the panel there this year for the first time.
That was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, now that we're talking about positive vibes, let's bring it down. What was your lowest moment?
Okay, lowest moment, without a doubt, Donkey Kong 64.
The whole thing?
Yep. It's not that I didn't enjoy the game or playing it, but I'm telling you, I was so bad at it.
Well, I think there were times where... Not to be, like, a drag, but I think that was the toughest one to watch.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah.
Believe me. Oh my gosh. It was like... There were so many times when, I don't know, I just plain didn't notice something that was right in front of me, or just had time, like, trying to get through a certain obstacle course. I feel like I could have edited that better, to make it flow better, but...
A little bit, but that game is... It has its moments.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the me that played it as a little kid. I had so many problems with that game.
Yeah. Because I wish I had, like, when I got that fancy controller for the N64, that helped a lot towards the end.
The fancy controller?
Yeah, there was, like, a certain kind of controller I got. Because half of the time when I was playing it, my controller was really, like, wonky. The joystick on it was, and I couldn't move. And there was, like... And the comments, like... Whew, it's been... So, I guess I won't really get into that. I'll just... Oh, wow.
Unkind?
Yeah, a little bit. And understandably so. Like, I mean, I wasn't exactly the best person sometimes myself. Some of the ways that I handled certain people.
What got you into... What made you decide to play it? Was it just because you had played 1, 2, and 3, and you were like, screw it, let's do 64?
Yeah, pretty much. People were, asking for it. You know what? Donkey Kong Country 3? I think there's still a video that I haven't done for that either, too. So that would be another unfinished LP, actually.
I didn't notice that. I think I saw it, too.
I think,
there's
a few more banana birds I didn't catch, so...
that's
Every
easy.
now and then
You can do
someone
that.
brings that up, but...
You can do that in one video.
Yeah, I figured that somebody told me I could do it in, like, 5 minutes, so...
Yeah, it's... If I have anything that's like my bread and butter, the DKC series is definitely it.
Oh, yeah. Those are fun games.
They really are.
They're just so smooth.
I have a couple of examples here that I heard you mention a little while ago, but I guess you had already been asked the question, what was your lowest moment, and you brought up the Majora's Mask episode, otherwise called the Disgusting episode.
Oh boy, yep.
And Wind Waker Rain Rant. I didn't think that one was that bad.
I don't remember what I said. A lot of times that happens. I rant about something, and then my memory of the rant is worse than the rant actually was. But
I think you were just bitching about the weather or something like that.
Yeah, sometimes I hate when I bitch about the weather, because I get all illogical about it and stuff. It's like, there's this thing called seasonal lag, and it's not that hard to explain if you would just get it and accept it. And yet, every year, when we get past June 21st, I think, oh, good, it's going to start getting cooler now. Nope.
Yeah.
We're moving away from the sun. Well, nope, not really.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say those are low points now. The Disgusting episode is arguably probably one of my high points now, as far as, like, how influential it's become.
Well, that's good.
Or, well, I don't even know if I want to say that.
Yeah, because I think
as far
I
as
did...
how instrumental, I should say, to my success.
Yeah. Because I do remember seeing that one, and I was like, I don't know why he said that was his worst.
Yeah. I was just shy about people finding out that I like girls who tuck their shirts in or something. I don't know.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
Yikes. Yeah, that's a little thing.
And I think just a few more. This is actually probably going to be split up into a couple of parts.
Okay.
And do you feel comfortable right now talking about your suspension?
I suppose I've already mentioned it at this point. It's not really anything to worry about.
Do you want to kind of just briefly go over it, like kind of in a nutshell, what happened, short and sweet? We kind of already did, but
I guess we kind of did. Yeah, it was basically the false flagging. The channels got taken down. I couldn't log in or anything, so I had to. I continued to record, but I couldn't log in, so I had a bunch of videos ready when it came back. And then when I came, well, actually, I kind of funny story about that. I don't know. I don't want to piss anybody off here by telling this because there's.
I don't know.
But like this is probably a story that would fit better in the Runaway Guys section, but I'll go ahead and tell it now, because what the hell? I didn't get you guys all excited now, right? No, anyway. Oh, let's see. Yeah, but, like, eventually the channels came back, and we had this whole big boost in popularity because of it, and then it kind of settled back down into what it was. But after that, and me and Chugga had talked before about, I had, like, done voice acting in his Wind Waker, and he had also asked me for input about something else, like one of his thumbnails or something, and I told him, well, there was a background, actually, and I told him that I liked it and why I did, and he wrote back and said he agreed, and I was like, oh my god, he wrote back. Because at that time, like, yeah, I'm telling you, there is some point in his Mother 3 LP where he sang dump lyrics to the music, and there's somewhere that he did that. It might not have been Mother 3, but I swear I heard it, because I remember thinking, oh my god, like, I gotta meet this guy because of that. To this day, I don't know where it is or when he did it, or maybe I just imagined it. But anyway, go back to my story. Because of the fact that, like, we kind of rode this train together, I guess, was part of the reason why he chose me to be one of the Runaway Guys, because that was his idea, basically. And when we met up, me and him and Proton John together, our first night meeting each other in real life, we went to eat at Johnny Rockets that night, and Chugga raises up his drink and he says, I'd like to propose a toast to the person who got us suspended, because if it weren't for him, this wouldn't be happening right now. And it's kind of true, because it was a huge boost in popularity that got us to where we were and eventually led us to start the Runaway Guys channel. So we basically just proposed a toast to the guy right there in Johnny Rockets that night on the first night together. So I'll never forget that. Oh.
Do you
and that's why I didn't know I was going to do that. That's why I was risking, like, saying I didn't want to piss anybody off, because if that guy's listening right now and he knew about that, then yeah.
Well, you actually do mention it in another interview, so I think if that was going to happen, it would have happened years ago.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I also
Plus,
think
they can't do it anyway because of the new system and all.
Yeah, the system has changed.
The system is down. No, sorry.
But, yeah, it's different. It's a lot harder to just kind of suspend or get someone suspended for just any old reason.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little safer to kind of talk about it.
Yeah.
But you don't know why that happened, did you?
I had no idea. I mean, it was just, I guess somebody was just
flagging,
thinking that, I guess so. I mean, there's always going to be a group of people who think that what we do is, that we're losers because of it, and that kind of thing. And I guess...
Or maybe obvious troll being troll.
Maybe that, too.
Yeah. So how did you feel about it?
It pretty much sucked. It, I mean, at that point, I didn't have... Well, I don't want to say that, because I did have a lot to lose there. But I guess, like, within a few days, I had already kind of accepted that, well, we had a good run here, but it had to end eventually. Because even now, every day I wake up and I think, this could all be over tomorrow. And if it is, I would understand that. But that's kind of how I lived my life all this time, and maybe I shouldn't. But at that point, I was like, okay, that was it. All right, it's over. It's back to reality.
Oop, there goes gravity.
Yep. Oh, the humanity.
Did you actually see or hear any fan feedback? Like, I don't know, did you kind of scroll over the like the news stories and see how people responded to it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. There was... people were pretty outraged. They were like, bring back NintendoCapriSun, bring back Chunka Conroy.
Well, that must have felt good.
Yeah, I did, actually. I mean, I still can see those pages even now when I Google stuff.
Yeah. So I guess it sort of lessened the blow. And then when you guys obviously came back, it must have been a good day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a great day.
Did you ever talk to this person? Did you ever meet these, I don't know, the suspender, we'll call him?
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure that it was just one person, to be honest.
You don't think?
Yeah, I mean, there was a person that came forward and said they did it, but I wonder how much help they might have had. Because it would be pretty hard for one person to do as much damage as what was caused.
Well, yeah, I think in the grand scheme of things, but if he was just... It could have been just one person targeted a certain, subset while other people... Yeah, exactly. How do you feel about things now that, especially, I don't know, how many years have passed since then?
That'd be 5 years now.
5 years.
My God. But how do I feel about it now?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm still, in some ways, I'm still thankful that it did because of what it led to. It was scary at the time, but I mean, I wouldn't change a thing. So, yeah, it's forgiven.
That's good. Really, I need an counter. Jeez.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, right. For a new subscriber, though, I guess learning all these inside jokes, catchphrases... I don't know, this is not a great segue, but learning all the background information on the LP they follow is kind of hard. And that's part of the reason why I did this interview with you. Yeah. Especially since you've been in the scene for such a long time, and especially since you have so many LPs. Are there any LP series that you would recommend to a new subscriber, or like multiple series if you want, in order to feel caught up? Like, is there kind of like a, I don't know, a primer set that you would say like this, and this, and you've pretty much got the gist?
Yeah. Probably number one on that list would be Majora's Mask, because that seems to be the LP that everyone says was the height of my career. And like Conker's would also be, Conker's Bad Fur Day, I should say, is another one that people like if they wonder what they're in for. So they could probably start there, and they're going to get plenty of in the bathrooms and whatever else. But those two are at the top. I guess any Zelda game, though, really, because that's where I feel most at home. So that's where you're really going to get to know me, is in those kind of games, like especially... Well, I already said Majora's Mask, but I guess Wind Waker 2. Yeah. And Twilight Princess. My God. How long has it been now? I think I mentioned that in one of my videos that's going up either today or whatever. It just hit me earlier today, or earlier yesterday or something. Like, how long has it been since I played Twilight Princess?
Right.
But, man, oh man. But, yeah.
So you think that's a good set to get people started on?
Yeah, that's where I'd start. Maybe even some of the Mega Man, like Mega Man X. That's not a bad one either.
Yeah, I've actually... And they're pretty easy series to watch, too. It's like 4 episodes.
Yeah, those are the easiest.
You can easily knock out all, like, the entire X series, or any of the Mega Man games that you've done in a short afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's all the time we have for tonight. On the next Let's Talk, we'll finish off the history behind the NintendoCapriSun channel. After that, we will begin talking about how to make a Let's Play series. So don't go away, and I promise that we'll be back with more Let's Talk.